Alright, this is a do-it-yourself fire puck, which are pretty cool things, but I'm going to show you how I make mine, and I think you'll like them. You'll need an egg carton, a paper one. You'll need some regular strike-on-the-box matches. You'll need stormproof matches. You don't have to have these, but I recommend them. You can just use those if you want, but I like this. You'll see why. You'll need a Victorinox multi-tool. X, you'll have to have one of these, and you'll need some wax in a pan. Okay, you'll need wax in a pan so you can melt. You're going to put wax on it to waterproof it. These are waterproof and they will work anywhere for anything. So you put the wax on the stove like that, get it started. Then you cut out one of your gotta find my scissors. Cut out a piece of probably work easier with a knife, huh? Don't need no stinking scissors. I have a knife. So you cut out one of the cartons like this. Go down through there like that. Like that. Then you need a roll on the top. And you can use some of this. This works pretty good. So I just peel that off like that. You don't have to use the whole thing, but you need some of it. Take your matches. Take some, not a whole bunch. Remember, this is a foolproof way to start a fire in an emergency. So you can put it in an emergency kit, or just take it backpacking with you. You can use it to start charcoal. You can probably cook on it. I think it burns for close to 10 minutes. Unlike the other one, the commercial version, which only burns for 2 minutes, this will burn for almost 10 minutes. And you're not wasting heat. So there's your matches. Can you see those? You want to take the matches and get them all pointing the same way. I'm kind of retarded. This is why I don't play cards, because I can't ever get my cards right side up. You know, gotta have your cards right side up. I guess that's like getting ducks in a row, huh? I guess that's why everybody's always telling me to get my ducks in a row. They're really telling me to get my cards right side up. But, you know, what are you gonna do when the light's on and no one's home? And that's my SOP. Alright, so you just take these, and you want to break them about halfway off. Because you don't want to stick them up too high. You know, about halfway. So about like that, you know, about halfway. So I just take them and break them off. Boom, like that. Like that. They don't have to be even or anything. You're not doing intestinal bypass surgery or repairing somebody's knee that broke, and you're not hiking the Appalachian Trail. Actually, you might be hiking the Appalachian Trail. Wish I was hiking the Appalachian Trail today. So just however many matches you want. I mean, I think that's probably good. That's enough. We don't need all these. Just a waste if it's too many. Alright, so you take those and you wrap them in here. Like that. So you don't have to worry too much about lining them up. Just put them in there. Fold that over. Like that. Use the rest of these. And if some are lower than the others, it doesn't really matter. That just gives you secondary ignitions. Especially if it's really damp and wet. And you can take this and soak it in water, and this will still light. But you want it pretty tight around there, like that. We're just going to go to about right there, like that. Okay. And you want to push them down, like that. And you put them in there like that. And you want to take the extra sticks and stick them down in the bottom. This kind of keeps it all together for when you're getting ready to pour your paraffin over top of it. So stick this down in there like that. Nothing goes wasted, even a little scrap of paper. Stick it down in there. It's good for you. You want a little bit of pressure on that, and those will add some burning time and give you some nice big flames for wicking. Pull the wax out of the bottom there. See how I'm doing that? It's pretty simple, huh? Alright, now you want to take your windproof matches out. You just need one of these storm matches. This guarantees that it absolutely lights. That's why I use it. You want to break it right at the bottom there because you don't need any of the stick. And you're going to take it and work it down in the center there. Very carefully. Man, that's tight. I got that too tight. Dang, 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 da, dang, da, dang, dang. I'll have to let it unwrap a little bit. There we go. See what I did? I just picked it up and let it unwrap a little bit. And leave that sticking up. Can you see that? Can you see that? So you want that sticking up so you can strike it. This just makes striking it much, much easier. Tuck these back in so they're tight again. Tighty whities. Alright. Now you want to take your wax. Set it on a hot plate so your wife doesn't kill you if you blow it. Probably take a piece of foil, a small piece of aluminum foil, because it can leak sometimes. If you put too much wax in, it will leak. Okay, so I always put it on foil. That way I can break the wax off it and use the wax off of it. Take your spoon and pour over it, all over the whole thing, because you're waterproofing it. Pour over these little ends sticking up in case they get wet. Because this allows the whole thing to get soaking wet. And you can make like, I don't know, I usually make a dozen of them at a time if I'm going to make them. But you want it pretty much drenched in wax. Anything that flows out doesn't really matter, just let it go. Let that absorb some nice wax. Like that. Probably about three tablespoons is all you need in there, really. I mean, I put 4 or 5, but it just leaks out, so it doesn't matter. So that's it, and now we're going to go out to the backyard and time it. First I'm going to stick it in the refrigerator and cool it, but you don't have to do that. I'm just doing that for the sake of time. And then we're going to light it and see how long it burns. See you in a minute. I just saw this real quick. You could actually just set it down in that pan since it's not on the stove, and just do one of these to make sure the whole thing gets nice and wet, because I didn't get anything underneath there. Allows you to kind of baste it. Isn't that nice? And that way you get the right amount of wax on it. Just a cool tip. I just recognize that cool tip. You could pour a little bit out. But the more wax you have, you know, the longer it's going to burn. And then set it on your foil and let it cool. And this is what I meant by no wasted wax. Because see how on the foil it's cooling? So as it cools, you can just break it off the foil, put it back in your pan, and you can use it next time. There's no wasted wax. Paraffin's a little bit expensive nowadays. But you can make one of these. I think they cost, with all the matches and everything, they're about $0.10 a piece. They're very reasonable. You're not paying $3 for one that burns for 2 minutes. And you're going to see you're going to get the same thing out of them. Alright, so it's out here on my grill. And I got my timer. Hopefully you can see my timer. I don't know. It's hard to tell. Anyway, I'm going to set that up for timing. And we'll just leave it somewhere like there. Somewhere, I don't know, like there, like that. Okay, that's good. That'll work, won't it? No, I can't see it. Let me adjust this real quick. Ooh, smells like barbecue. Alright, now, the top of this is all wax, right? Keep it waterproof. You could take that and soak it in a gallon of water overnight. It wouldn't matter. It's going to still burn just fine. So you build your fire, get it all ready. Then you need to take whichever one of these you're going to scrape. So if you're like me and you have this waterproof one, you want to just scrape off the tip of whichever one you decide to leave poking up. That's all. Just like that. Okay? Then you can use the flint, a piece of flint, you know, off a matchbox. You can use your multi-striker, which, you know, I like to do that. I like to use my Frontier match to get it going. Or you can use your lighter. You know, just reach down there and let her go. But for today, we'll go lightweight. We're going to just use the striker to get it going. That's all you do. Just strike it, set her down, and let her go. And, oh, timer. Let's see. Start. There we go. Timer's going. Don't know if you can see the timer or not. I can't tell with this video camera. But I'm going to let you watch it burn. And I don't know if we're film the whole thing because 10 minutes is a long, agonizing time for a lot of viewers. But if I do cut it off, you know, you'll just have to make one and see if it happens. Now you can see some of the red ones down there are still down in there, so they'll ignite as it burns down a little bit further. But it's just getting started, so just, you know, if this is all wet wood, it would start drying your wood out. And you could probably put some rocks up here and cook some water on it. You need about 3.5 minutes of flame to 4 minutes, depending upon the flame, to boil 2 cups of water. So if you had some rocks around it on the ground, I'm going to go camping this weekend, backpacking on the Appalachian, and I'll take one of these with me, and we'll demo it banking a fire, show you how we use it. But what you would do is you would just put some rocks up there, put your pot on there, 2.5 cups of water or whatever, and about 3.5, probably 5 minutes, I don't know, I've never done that, you'd have boiling water, so you could purify water with it, or cook with it. It definitely burns for 10 minutes, so you could actually purify water and cook with it. Anyway, there it is. I'll let you just have a peaceful enjoyment of the flame. I'll come back later and check in on you. So it's already 1:45 on that clock over there. I don't know if you can see it. And of course you have a nice decent flame. And that, you know, you're talking 1400 degrees there, folks. That's going to dry out any wood, but it's going to give you control. It's not out of control, and it's going to burn longer. It's going to burn for about 10 minutes or more, and give you a really, really nice opportunity to get your wood dried out, and your fire started, or something cooked if you're trying to cook something or boil some water. And like I said, we'll just leave you here, and we'll continue to let me walk down to the mailbox and see if I got some mail in. I need to move this away from that timer just a little bit here. I don't want to torch my timer. You still see that? Yep. I can't tell if you can see the timer or not. I guess you can. Hopefully I won't melt it. It's my favorite timer for barbecue. But you can see some of the wax seeping out of the bottom as it gets hot. But all that will do is get on your fuel. So when you do this, I always put it on a plank. You know, get a plank of wood and put it on a plank of wood so you don't lose any of that paraffin. It can be used, we'll use the paraffin. We're at 3 minutes. So I'll be back in a minute. Keep an eye on it. Don't let it burn the camera up. Well, it's still burning. 4 minutes, 44 seconds. I may share the whole thing. Just, you know, you can just advance it on the computer if you want to see more than that. Hey, how's it going?
How are you?
Good.
What are you working on it?
I'm just doing a film.
Oh, really?
For YouTube, yeah. Yeah, have a good walk. All right, thanks. So you can really see how that's it's starting the wood on fire. Look at that on the bottom. So, you know, I mean, that's it. That's my fire truck. Fire Puck. You can buy them at Home Depot. I don't think there's anything wrong with the product. I just can't afford it. If you can afford it, go get a Fire Puck. I think at Home Depot they have them for 6 for $22 or something like that. Do the math. I'd rather spend 10 cents and a little bit of my time, but you can do whatever you want. They burn for 2 minutes. This thing's already got 5 and a half. Well, let's see, 6 minutes right now. There's 6 minutes on it, and it's still going strong. I mean, really strong. So that's pretty sweet, isn't it? For a fire starter, you got plenty of time. You could go fishing, come back with your fish and cook them on there. But you can see how intense the heat is, that it will actually light a plank of wood underneath it. That's pretty intense heat to be able to do that from the ground up. DIY. Best fire starters I've ever had. As far as emergencies, if it's soaking wet, that'll dry out your fuel and get you a fire going for sure. Or if you're gonna put your charcoal in one of those towers, and you know, instead of the newspaper, you could just stick one of these under there. It'll get your charcoal going really easily. I don't know what else you use it for. There's cooking on, I guess, if you wanted. Looks like it's stabilizing, so it'll probably just settle into a nice burn now. But I'd make sure it's on a level piece of ground with a small chunk of wood like this, or maybe a couple of pieces of wood, so you don't lose any paraffin that might happen to get hot and boil over or leak out. It'll continue to work, and keep it off the moist ground, you know. But you can probably just put it right on snow. Wouldn't even matter. Nice. We're at 7 minutes, 7.5 minutes now. And still got a good flame. I mean, it's not like it was. We'll see how long it burns. I haven't ever tested it, see how long it'll burn. This will be interesting. Hopefully it doesn't go over my time limit for YouTube. And you think this is boring for you? I have to sit here and watch it. Oh my gosh. You guys can just fast forward the video. I have to sit and watch the whole thing. Eight and a half minutes. I mean, even if that's all it gave you for 8.5 minutes, that would start a fire. But it doesn't. It gives you a really nice big flame. Gives you plenty of time to get your kindling on it and your split wood, so it'll fire up. And like I said, it's absolutely 100% waterproof. It's got all that paraffin all over it. Just package it away and, you know, take 3 or 4 of them. Then if you're on the Appalachian Trail and you're crying because you know, left your alcohol or it drained out, or you don't have any stove fuel and you don't know how to make a fire, you could actually just pick some sticks, some thumb size, finger size, wrist size sticks, you know. So start out with little finger, then go to the middle finger, then, you know, thumb size, and then wrist size. Don't go over that. Break them, put them on your fire. This will start it. Wet conditions, dry conditions. So look at that. You just got a secondary ignition from one of those matches that were down in there. You could put more matches in it. You could fill that whole thing up with matches, but I don't think it's going to give you more of a fire, because once they're all lit, then that sulfur that the match heads are made of is gone. So I just stick with this. I don't know how many's in there. Probably see, 5, 10, 15, probably 20 or 30 matches. You know, you just do whatever you want. You could use newspaper to roll it with, you know, if you were out of the size of the cartons. But this beats lint or paper being put in the things. It gives you a way to ignite it without having to hold a match to it and wait. The whole thing's fireproof, and you get a much bigger burn time. We're sitting at 10 minutes, 28 seconds. Look at that. 10 minutes, 28 seconds. There we go. 10 minutes, 30. So, you know, I don't know. Just let it burn. You can fast forward it if you want, and I'll call the time at the end. That looks like it's about it, but that's still burning wax off of the bottom there. It's pulling it up like a candle. That's very comforting, isn't it? If you were having an emergency and were freezing to death and had to warm your hands before you were able to get the fire going, that would certainly do it. And if you had two of them, you could get this going and then light the fire. Another match down in there ignited. That's pretty cool. See, that's still burning paraffin out of the center. But you can see the wood started to burn down here, which is kind of funny. But it would do that. That's a lot of heat to cause the wood to burn on the bottom. 11 minutes and a half. See, that would easily purify a couple cups of water, quart, or a liter of water. You know, you got 10 minutes, it's going to start boiling. 3.5, 4 minutes in, and then it's going to boil for, you know, 7, 8, 9, 10 minutes. That's all you need to kill everything. That looks like that's about it. It's down to a birthday candle. But I'm going to wait. I'm going to see how long that little flame goes. We're at 12 minutes, 3 seconds. And I'm going to let it go, you know. Just to be, you know, there are people that say, oh, you put it out too early. Then there are people that say, oh, you let it burn too long. Man, it was done. Yeah, whatever, you know. Give me your opinion. There we go. 12 minutes. Looks like 20. It was 26. 12 minutes. I can't get the camera to show that. There you go. Turn the light on, maybe that'll help, huh? Nah, that didn't help any. Well, it's 12 minutes, 26 seconds is what it said. I just don't have any good light here to show it. Sorry, folks. I tried. Maybe if I can step up on the camera, I can see it. Oh, there we go, yeah. So it was, well, it says 13, but you know, it was 12 minutes, 26 seconds. So anyway, I'll post it, and thanks for watching.